gonna lie. I was terrified that I would get one of these white guys who wears Birkenstocks and or flip-flops. I'm sorry. I know white guys like to wear Birkenstocks and flip-flops. But I was like, I don't want no toes out ass nigga. Flip-flops and Birkenstocks. Okay. I'm tossing a penny into this fountain here in New York City. And I'm gonna make a wish. Whee! I actually had 3 wishes on that one penny. Which is probably why my wishes don't come true. Oh well. I wish right now. He said he gonna make a wish. Watch his wish come true as soon as he tosses it. Ready? Watch. Guess what? And he wished for me. So you see what I'm saying? It's crazy. What's up, Steelies? Welcome back. I want to do something a little bit different today that I usually do, which is a video review, video response. It's not a response. I'm not responding. I'm just going over it. A video review, okay, of Successful Lady Live's video called Lauren Speed, Top 10 Reasons Why Black Women Are Failing at Interracial Dating. I'm going to respond to and reply to things that I agree or disagree with from Successful Lady Live's video. And I've mentioned Successful Lady Live's channel before on here. My husband loves to hear her voice. Whenever he hears me listening to her, he's always like, ladies. He thinks it's adorable. One of the reasons I like her channel is because she is so straight to the point and she doesn't say what she thinks the audience wants to hear. A lot of times it's really good points. I really like that about her and her channel. So, top 10 reasons why Black women are failing at interracial dating. Whoa, right? I didn't realize Black women were failing at interracial dating. I thought that they were doing fairly well. But then I also have to keep in mind, there are a lot of YouTube channels, websites, books, marketing, right, to Black women for interracial dating and relationships. And you see Black women stating a lot on social media that they don't feel like they're receiving the amount of attention that they deserve or other women get. I'm inclined to agree. When I think back on my experiences when I was single, it was a desert out there. It was a tough road. There was always some reason why a guy could turn you down. Well, you're intimidating. Well, you're loud, right? Well, you're a Black woman. Anyways, so it's clear that Black women are looking to expand their options now more than ever. I think that being realistic in that search is going to be crucial to achieving success. So let's get to it. Number 1 of Successful Lady Live's top 10 reasons why Black women are failing at interracial relationships is mothering, is smothering. And I know you guys do this because I do it. We all do it. I mean, for the most part. I've definitely met Black women that don't have a mothering bone in their body. I've definitely met Black women who do not have a mothering bone in their body. They don't have a nurturing bone in their body. They can barely clean up after themselves. They spend so much time feeling sorry for themselves that they don't have any compassion for other people. So I've definitely met Black women like that. But I would still say for the most part that I find Black women as a collective to be a very nurturing, mothering group of people. And I know that I definitely take part in that as well for a personality trait of mine. I'm the second oldest of 5 kids, and I, like so many Black women, was pushed into a position to have to take care of my mother and whatever man she chose to have a child with, children. And so it becomes an innate part of our personality to just be mothering and to be nurturing. I think that Black women are very nurturing and very mothering. And so I definitely think that I've also seen Black women take it too far, right? No man wants or needs you to be finding him a job. Have you seen Jason's lyric? I mean, they really don't like that shit. They like to feel like they're the man. So let them do that. Let them be that, truly. Stop micromanaging. I've seen Black women trying to micromanage Black men, and he doing this and he doing that, and that's okay, blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you something. A stripper can come over and dance on my husband all she want, but you might get danced on yourself, okay? Hey, 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 hey. Okay, anyways, okay. I would have no problem with if I'm at an event where women are dancing and approaching men, that one of those men be my husband. I'm not gonna smother him in that way. Finding men a job, like that's not your job as a woman at all. Like a lot of these dudes have mothers, right? I grew up without a mother or father, but a lot of these guys have mothers. So I'll be damned if I mother a dude who had a mother when I didn't have one. But that's always been my philosophy. Okay, is I took care of enough kids that I didn't give birth to. I'm not really interested. And the thing about men, sadly, is because their mothers often baby them, you're getting some form of a kid in some shape or form anyways. But I think men feel the same way about women in that regard. So I think they feel that women being emotional makes them childish in a way. I agree. Don't mother till you smother your man, white or black, you know, but she's talking about interracial dating, so we'll stick to interracial. And you can bring that cultural norm with you into your interracial and or hypergamous relationship. So you don't want to do that. Definitely put a cap on that. Understand that people had a mother and it's not your job to be their mother, and men don't want you to be their mother. Number 2 on the list is you can't control who people are attracted to, aka you don't own black men. And I know this might be a difficult one for a lot of ladies. Just in that you feel like there should be some sort of camaraderie. At the very least, I expected reciprocity. You expect something from the people that you grow up with and around. Most every group of people in this country of different ethnicities, races, cultures, religions, that doesn't belong to the dominant group is unified, and you get this sense that they can depend on each other and they can lean on each other. And so as a black woman, I feel like you expect that as well. I know for me, it's not something that I personally received in my life. That made me understand, as Successful Ladies Live says, black men are going to do what's best for them. And when you begin to understand that, men are going to do what's best for them. People are going to do what's best for them. They're not going to do what's best for the group. Now, a lot of people understand that what's best for them is best for the group, etc. But you just, at the end of the day, you cannot control people like, especially when you're living in a society, in a culture that prefers Eurocentric beauty features in women, right? So let's be clear. The standard of beauty, though it is changing, has been for many years Eurocentric beauty features of women. And while that is changing, they're still trying to kind of force the narrative that it's just this one group of people. So if that's how people feel, you can't control what people do and who they're attracted to. You have to move accordingly. I talk about that all the time on my channel, right? Move accordingly. Okay, pretty, thank you, be quiet. I feel like I've always tried to move accordingly, and that's helped me to achieve my goals. I went to a PWI and I spent most of my time at school at these predominantly white institutions. And so from what I observed, black men did not make dating black women first and foremost for them in their dating, period. And when it came time for me to decide if I was going to finally date interracially and not just fool around or anything like that, but like seriously, like say like this is my boyfriend, I recalled how nobody gave a fuck about all the years that I've been single and alone, waiting for Mr. Right, waiting for who the black community feels that I should be with, whoever that was. I truly feel like for me in my relationship, it was one of the first times in my life that I did something for me. Just keep that in mind. I really feel that way. Like it was one of the first times in life that I was like, wow, I did something and I wasn't putting how everyone else feels and thinks and what they have to say at the forefront. Number 3, she talks about how a lot of black women are not open or interested in pursuing other options. And of course, I'm inclined to agree with that. Well, there are black women who will complain about the hypergamous lifestyle that you have, that will project onto you that you think that you're better when you've never done or said anything to imply it, but just live your life, right? Because they chose to only date a certain group of men. It's not like that was their only option. It's not like they didn't have other options. It's not like other men haven't approached them. They've chosen a life where it's black love or bust. That's fine. So stop projecting. So I'll be like, oh, you think you better and y'all this and y'all that and blah, blah, blah. You've chosen to wait when as Successful Ladies Live says, and I agree, the numbers don't add up. Okay? My experiences don't add up. And the lie detector test determined it don't add up. But if that's what you choose to do, then you cannot hate on other women who decide to move along with their lives and try to do the best that they can for themselves and their future families. Period. Number 4, the colorism debate and competing. Colorism in terms of people saying in interracial relationships that white guys prefer brown to dark-skinned black women. What I will say about that is that the majority of black people are black. People often forget that the majority of black people are black. So in interracial dating, you'll probably see more white men with brown to dark-skinned black women because there's more brown to dark-skinned black women. Okay? I'm just saying I agree with most everything Successful Ladies Live has to say. It's a great video because I know Successful Ladies Live will find some shit on you. I don't want her doing an expose on me and my pictures floating all over the screen and she's like, she was scandalous, y'all. I'm like, oh my God. I agree with everything you say, okay? Okay, so continuing. So because most black people are black, as in brown, dark skin, that's why I think you would see white men with more brown to dark skinned women in interracial dating. However, I've seen a lot of white guys with lighter skinned women. And one of the points that Successful Ladies Live made is that colorism is really an issue for people who are not in the dominant society because they're so fixated on getting into the dominant society and being accepted by standards of the dominant society. And so it's very highly unlikely that a white guy is choosing black women based on her skin tone. They might look at your skin tone and be like, I really like the color of your skin tone. I really like, various shades of your skin. But if a white guy is like, she has to be light skin or she has to be a red bone, he's fronting, faking, or as Successful Ladies Live said, is probably just a racist because that's just not normal. Not just white guy, but I guess any guy that's not black and that would date interracially with black women. I've heard some colorism debates regarding that here, and I was a bit surprised, that black women are still being colorist towards one another. I understand that growing up, the narrative was always light-skinned, or if they're biracial, they're prettier, they have pretty hair, they have pretty, okay, that's great, good for you. If that's what y'all like, then fine, moving on. And I just was like, then I'm gonna find somebody that like me. I swear to God, I'll find somebody that like me for me. I'm not gonna be sitting around people that are like, you gotta look like this. Okay, well then where are the people who don't feel like that? And I'll go sit around them. To me, it's that simple. I got this clip from TJ Maxx while I was waiting in the line because the line was so long in Brooklyn. It's hanging by a moment. I definitely agree with Successful Ladies Live. Don't focus on colorism. Don't think that, oh, this guy's only gonna be interested in me if I look a certain way. Always present yourself the best way that you can, and the appropriate suitor will follow. I don't promote or condone or support colorism. I think it's lame. I think it's uninventive. Society does that to us enough. We don't need to be doing it to each other. If someone is for black people and loves black people, then let them do that. Shades be damned. And number 5, which is going to be my last point because the list was very long and she made the video, so you can go to her channel, Successful Ladies Live, to see her remaining 5 points. I just wanted to comment on the first 5 because I thought that it was very interesting and informative and definitely echoes a lot of things that I've also said about interracial dating and my experiences on this channel. Number 5 is you're not ready, you're not prepared. Oh, what a great note to leave it on. Didn't I tell y'all that? Didn't I tell y'all that? You ain't ready for it, baby. Y'all ain't ready for it. She talks about unrealistic standards. I've talked about this, the way that black people will be like, well, what does your husband do for blah, 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 blah? What do you do for blah, 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 blah? This is your life. He gotta fight for his life and yours? No, all you gotta do is fight for his life and mine. Y'all gotta start fighting for your own lives. I promise you. Oh, what would this white dude do for me if, and is he really gonna be black enough for? No, he's not gonna be black enough for. He's white. Such unrealistic expectations. He might wear Birkenstocks, which was one of my greatest fears. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I was terrified that I would get one of these white guys who wears Birkenstocks and or flip-flops. I'm sorry. I know white guys like to wear Birkenstocks and flip-flops, but I was like, I don't want no toes out ass nigga. No. I know black women don't like that shit. You know, we're just not used to it. And even though I wouldn't say it's a white thing, because I've seen black men from other parts of the diaspora who wear flip-flops and Birkenstocks. Flip-flops and Birkenstocks. We're so used to sneakers. He's had 2 pairs of sneakers in 10 years. I'm not lying. I couldn't hang with the sneaker gang. But this dude has had 4 t-shirts and 2 pairs of sneakers for 10 years. You know, they're not interested in, and that's not all white guys. You see the white guys with what we've talked about, the black aesthetic. You know, they like to look smooth and But I think generally from what I've observed, white guys are just like, whatever, you know. Of course, things develop and change, but fashion isn't as important to them as it is for black men. Black women in my life would be like, what if he dyed his hair? What if you made him do this? What if you made him do that? I was like, well, I'm not making him do shit. So that's where the buck stops. That's where you and I differ. I'm not making my man do shit on himself and how he presents. I picked him for who he is. Besides a little fix up, a little touch up here or there, reminding him to get his hair cut, you know what I'm saying? I shouldn't have to. This isn't, not Queer as Folk. What's that This isn't Fab 5. Whatever that show is, you know, the group of gay guys that remake, did they remake Straight Guys, I think? He definitely needs to go on that show. But until then, okay? Then he'll do him. I'm focusing on me. I'm the woman. I'm the lady. So all that matters to me is that I look good. He can hold his own. Nobody's really checking to make sure that white guys have the latest sneakers, etc. Dress shoes are always on 9. So that's all that matters. Okay? I've talked about cultural differences before a lot on this channel, so definitely go check those videos out. The cultural differences will get you, okay? They will get you. Because it's a lot of big things that you think, okay, we've got over. But then there's all of these little things. So you have to be open to change because you are agreeing to be in a relationship with someone of a different culture. You have to be open to both of you doing the work. Make that change. Like I said before, it's a great video from Successful Ladies Live. Definitely go check it out and check out the other 5 points that she has to make. And I will see you guys soon. Bye.